Single men of New York City, I have a very strong hunch that you're not going to a lot of speed dating events or singles mixers because the ratio always seems off and there always seems to be a scramble to get more guys to show up at these events.
Today's video is all about women who are struggling to find single guys and their lack of understanding as to why men don't attend things like speed dating events. Now that these women are ready to get serious when it comes to relationships, quality men are nowhere to be found. So where are they hiding? Before we get into the drama, do me a big favor and hit the like and subscribe button so YouTube can show the channel some love. Let me thank you in advance for that. And now we can get into the mess.
Have you guys ever noticed that you'll rarely see a single guy out in the wild? I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this. The only time I see a guy out in the wild at a cafe, a market, they're with their girlfriends. Do guys just stay home? I swear they just go to the gym, work, golfing maybe. You rarely see a single guy just out doing something fun. Guys wait to have a girlfriend to go out and do the cute fun things. I don't know, maybe there's exceptions to the rule, but where do single guys go and hang out? What are you guys doing?
Men don't really socialize like women do, so unless there's actually something going on, you won't typically catch men at a Starbucks just chatting it up. For most guys, passive social experiences like that are kind of pointless. We like to be doing something when we're out with our friends. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be much. Even though I've never done it myself, even something like fishing would be enough to get a group of guys together. I've seen a few women making videos like this, and it just goes to show how little attention women pay to how men are and how we operate in the world. Even though women enjoy just chatting with their friends at a cafe with nothing else going on, that's just not how most men roll. I don't see what's so surprising about this. I'd much rather just hang out at home with a friend than go out to do the same thing. And even then, we'd probably end up gaming or something. If women like this are genuinely interested in meeting single guys, you've got to meet them where they're at. So maybe letting guys speak to you at the gym is a place to start if you're not going to bump into them anywhere else.
Single men of New York City, I have a very strong hunch that you're not going to a lot of speed dating events or singles mixers because the ratio always seems off and there always seems to be a scramble to get more guys to show up at these events. So single men, what are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you hanging out? Are you only using dating apps to meet people? Just where are you and how can we find you?
These speed dating event clips are popping off like crazy right now. And for some reason, women can't seem to understand why men aren't going to these events. And in all fairness, the answer is pretty simple. Men don't want to pay money to go to a speed dating event or singles mixer just to get rejected over and over again. When it comes to dating, at least to begin with, it's men who have to put themselves out there. And when they do, more often than not, they get rejected. There's nothing wrong or strange about this. It's just a part of life. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense for most guys to pay to attend an event in which they're most likely going to end up going home alone. While most men don't do much better on dating apps, at least they don't have to leave the comfort of their home and spend however much it costs to go to one of these events. I'd like to think that most guys are choosing to just work on themselves so they can meet a woman in a place where things are more neutral and they're not lined up and getting crossed off the viable partner list one at a time. It does seem like women are struggling to find single men these days, because this whole "where can I find single men" thing is something I'm starting to hear quite often. It's like women just expect men to be ready and available when they're ready, but at every other time, men are being told to keep to themselves and not approach women in public because they don't want to be disturbed.
This person doesn't want to chase you, you don't want to chase them, so then no one's really trying.
Okay, in this video, this girl's talking about a conversation she had with her friend about why the dating scene is dead in 2024, and this is right up my street. So the answer to this question is pornography. And in the past, men didn't have that luxury. They would have to chase the woman, they would give her gifts, they would give her compliments and keep asking her, courting her, trying to get her to go on a date with them. But now, they don't do that because they don't have the motivation to do it. They don't need to do that because before, back in the day, they would have to go to the video store, pick out their video, look like a pervert, look disgusting, feel ashamed, and they don't have to feel that anymore. They can open up their phone and access any girl they want to. So the reason why the dating scene is dead in 2024 is pornography.
While pornography is one of the things that are keeping men sedated these days, for the most part, that's not what's stopping them from shooting their shot with women. And if you don't believe me, let's see what they're saying down in the comments. It's because chasing women is a waste of time. It's more important to focus on building yourself as a man nowadays, instead of wasting time chasing women. The right woman will eventually come along. We are tired of trying just to get ghosted, used for attention and friend-zoned. Women complain that men don't approach them anymore. Why would men risk being a little creepy for a ran-through degenerate woman? That's so wrong. Women's behavior nowadays is so disgusting and disrespectful that men just don't want it anymore. Men would rather play video games. Hard for your ego, but it's true. While I don't think watching excessive amounts of porn does men any good, that's not the main reason as to why they're not chasing women as much as they used to. A growing number of women seem to have outlandish standards for the men they want to date. And even though this isn't the majority, at least I don't think it is, when men see this type of content over and over again, they start to think that the game is rigged against them, so what's the point in even shooting your shot? Obviously, I don't agree with this, but what can you do if men are deciding to just check out of the game? If you think things are bad now, how do you think things will be when sex robots become normalized and lifelike? If things between men and women in the West don't sort themselves out, you will see even more men checking out and choosing to find companionship with AI. This might sound silly right now, but you shouldn't underestimate the speed in which technology is evolving. Since the rules of the dating game have changed, it may very well be that women will have to start approaching the men they like if they want something to happen. Now, this next video is just a guy responding to this whole thing about why men aren't chasing women anymore, and I think he does a pretty good job, so let's check it out.
Girls video on TikTok asking why don't men approach anymore, why when they go outside there's always women everywhere, where are other men at? I'm gonna say this as a joke, but there's always a level of seriousness. There has been way too many women making videos saying men to never approach them anywhere. And so a lot of men just said, okay, it's all psychological and people don't understand that. Okay, let's say you're a nervous guy, but you want to put yourself out there. You see a pretty girl at the bar. You're about to go approach her, but then you remember the video you seen of a girl with 1 million views saying, men, don't approach me anywhere. I'm not out to talk to men. Then you see thousands of women in the comments doubling down like, yes, don't approach. We're just outside to have fun. You got it. Approaching a stranger to initiate a conversation and not come off maybe in a weird way if you're kind of nervous, shy or whatnot, is very hard. It's one of the hardest things to do, right? So if you're consuming content and seeing lots of women say that they don't want to be approached, well, then you're gonna have a lot of men defeated, have a lot of men inside, and they might be outside, but they're not going to say anything to you. Now, these are all just talking points. It's not like every woman creates videos like that, but there's plenty of them that do. So it's just like, you have very nice guys that are like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave her alone, I'm gonna rock out, right? Then you are starting to have men just not even care to go outside anymore, which is very bad, right? I just need people to stop creating content. It's damn near like fear mongering, to be honest. It makes it seem like all men are evil and these, like they can't talk to people. And then you have a lot of men that say, you know what? I'm gonna respect your boundary. I do think that we're in a weird time in the world where a lot of people are not social anymore, right? But it also doesn't help to throw pieces of content out that they all go viral. All of these videos always go viral of women saying, men don't approach me ever, anywhere, in any setting. That isn't going to help anyone.
He's 100% right. Men already have a tough time when it comes to approaching women. So when you put even more obstacles in their way, it makes it even less likely that they're going to put themselves out there. What you'll be left with are the guys who are bold and don't care about rejection. But the chances are, these men have no interest in settling down, and the only thing they want to do is clap some cheeks. Anyway, guys, what do you think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.